Are you curious what's actually happening at the real estate market here at the Jersey Shore? This is our market update for October 2022. Hey, I'm Adam D with KW Realty and Local Connect, and now more than ever, I'm getting asked, how's the market? And I'm here to tell you today what's actually happening here at the Jersey Shore. So here's a quick update of what we're seeing here at the Jersey Shore. We have seen a cooling off. This is a pivotal moment in the market right now. And I've seen some buyers who are taking a pause or a break to actually see what happens to the market. It's a very pivotal time, right? And at the same time, what you're seeing in the media is not true. We have not seen a housing crash. We have not seen a drop in prices, right? But what we are seeing is higher inventory. There are more houses on the market right now, not because of more new ones coming on, but because there's been a slowdown of buyers purchasing. And that's probably because of those interest rates increasing. So we're going to talk a little bit about interest rates and where they're at now and where they might be going and what's happening to prices next year and what some of the experts might think. Let's take a little closer look at the data to see exactly what I'm talking about. So boots on the ground right now at the Jersey Shore, we're certainly going to see less properties to sell in 2022. Things have cooled off and slowed down just a little bit, which we'll get into. But I'm looking at the MLS and I'm tracking the numbers every day, and there are properties going under contract every day, and there's still new properties coming onto the market every day. So the market's still very active. I don't necessarily want you to get fooled by some of the headlines that you're seeing in the news right now, right? There's some really concerning headlines that we're seeing, and we're all seeing them right now in the media, and they are true to some extent for particular parts of the United States, but not every part of the US. And I think now more than ever, we're gonna have to be hyper-focused on where we're getting our information from as far as the real estate market goes. And we'll get into this a little bit too, but I think that the second home market in this transition period is going to be affected differently than the primary home market. You know, we've seen these increasing interest rates, and I do think that's going to hurt primary home buyers more so than second home buyers. I'm talking about interest rates. This is the Freddie Mac average for the whole US, one of the largest federal mortgage purchasers. And we know what the feds have been doing. The feds have increased rates, which, you know, it kind of has a trickle-down effect that is going to cause mortgage lenders to increase their rates as well. You know, there's a whole long story behind this, but what we know is that the feds were purchasing an unprecedented amount of loans, trillions of dollars worth over the last couple of years as part of COVID stimulus, and that's not happening any longer. And now we've had this crazy high inflation, and the feds want to temper that and lower inflation. And the way that they're doing it is by increasing rates. So we're now about double the mortgage rate right now than it was just a year ago. And this is what everybody's seeing in the headlines is the rates that you're seeing on the screen. Now the reality is that rates have gone up a lot, but they're not quite as high as what you're seeing on the screen here, particularly locally because we're in a jumbo home market and a lot of local lenders actually have lower jumbo loan rates than they do conventional conforming loan rates. We know on average, most people either sell or refinance their loan within 5 years. And most of the leading economists are predicting that interest rates are going to go down in the near future. And if they do, you're probably going to take advantage of refinancing your loan. So a lot of people are pretty comfortable with that 7-1 ARM right now. But I think more than ever, it's really important to work with a local lender who's experienced and knowledgeable. We talked a little bit about inflation. And again, that's what this is coming from. And the feds seem insistent that they will continue to raise mortgage rates until inflation comes down. So I don't know if we're at the end of this yet, but I also seem to think, in my opinion, that we've seen the most significant increases this far. Now, you've heard me say before that interest rates do not control pricing. What does is supply and demand. And right now, we are seeing that inventory or supply and demand is increasing. And it's not necessarily many more houses coming onto the market. That's stayed relatively the same. But there have been some buyers who have taken themselves out of the market right now. And since there's less purchasers, inventory has gone up a little bit. And that's for a few different reasons. Number one, due to these headlines that we're looking at, some people have gotten concerned about the uncertainty. So they've withdrawn from the market until they become a little bit more certain on what's going on. And hopefully we get some clarity on that in the near future. Now, this is what we're talking about when we're talking about supply and demand. This is for the US overall. I'm going to show you what's happening here in just one moment. But there's more listings and there's less demand right now. Now, here's what's happening locally right here. This is the number of showings that sellers are getting or buyers walking through the door to look for a house for sale. And it's comparing 2020, 2021, and 2022. So 2022 is the orange line on the bottom here. And you can see that we're far below we were in previous years on the number of buyers walking through a door. So there's less demand right now than there was last year and the year before that. Now, this doesn't mean that the housing market's crashing right now. This is kind of normal. We saw an extreme market the last 2 years. It's no longer extreme. I mean, can you believe that in 2020, there was more buyers walking through a door than ever, probably? Now things are just a little bit more normal, but because there's less buyers walking through the door, we're having a little bit of an increase in supply. Now everybody's asking what's going to happen to home prices. Heard some people a little concerned that they might purchase, and next thing they know, they've lost value in their house, right? So the only thing I know for sure right now is that property values haven't gone down locally, but the cost has gone up because of interest rates, of course, if you're getting a mortgage. And most of the economists or the federal and some of the housing agencies that we're following, most of them predict appreciation to continue through next year. Now, here's some really good news. The United States is seeing historic equity in their homes. So homeowners right now have a lot of equity, which is very good news, and it's why we probably will not see another 2008. I have people ask me every day, where's the foreclosures? Well, I'm not seeing any foreclosures in our market. And the reason why is because I don't know anybody who's underwater on their mortgage. Unless you've gotten a new home or a mortgage in the last few months, you probably have a significant amount of equity. And if you just purchased something recently, more often than not, people are putting 20% down on their mortgage, so they tend to have at least 20% equity. So if you could not afford your mortgage for some reason, you can go and quickly sell your house and not be a distressed seller and not lose your home to the bank either. That's why we're not seeing a 2008 type circumstance right now. If interest rates go back down like we believe they will, you'll have the equity to just go do a quick and easy refinance in the near future. So contrary to what you might be seeing on the news right now, I wanted to share a little bit with you of what's actually happening here at the Jersey Shore in Atlantic and Cape May County. If you'd like to know more about your particular property or town, please contact me today. I'd be happy to help. If you like what you're seeing and you want to be notified of future market updates, please make sure to subscribe. That way you're notified of all things Jersey Shore real estate. I'm Adam D with Keller Williams Realty, and I'll catch you on the next video.